It's wide open on the round stingrays. Not my sought after species. What an absolutely gorgeous sunrise. Think I'm on a nice halibut here in the surf, baby. It's good to be alive. It's good to be fishing. It's gonna be a short fish, but guess what? It's a beautiful sunrise. A nice little halibut. I'm freaking stoked. Wash it up on the beach for me. Gorgeous flatty on a beautiful morning. It doesn't get any better than surf fishing. Let's get this guy back in the water where he belongs. Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California, where the surf is definitely up today. As you can see in the background, a lot of guys out there are having a really good time. There's some big surf rolling up on the beach here this morning, and we have got a lot, and I mean a lot, to cover with you all. I know it's late fall here in Southern California. It feels like wintertime sometimes for our little babies out here, us little babies out here, but man, I'll tell you, there is so much that I've got to get you caught up on. I'll take you down to Cabo San Lucas, talk about that a little bit. South of the border, down there around Ensenada, we're fishing bluefin tuna against several boats on Tanner Bank. I'll let you know how they all did yesterday. We had a halibut bite on one of the boats. We had some outstanding big sand bass taken, rockfish up and down the coast. I don't know how it can get any better during this time of the year as the surf is creeping up on me. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Good to be with you. And so good to sip on that delectable cup of coffee early here this morning. If you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. If you could share these videos, that's awesome. Subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We appreciate everything you do for us. December the 2nd, the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club. We'll see you there. Please RSVP as soon as you can. Bring the kids. We've got a station where they're going to make their own Christmas ornaments. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a great meal, meet a lot of people in the sport fishing industry, reminisce about the great trips of 2023, and get ready for next season. It's going to be a really good time. Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club. I'll get you all the details. Text me right away and reserve your spot. And the kids also, Patreon members are absolutely free. Bring a guest or two on us, but you do have to reserve. All right, let's get into it. Man, there's so much going on. Let's talk about Cabo San Lucas, where the marlin bite is still very, very good. Striped marlin bite, according to Sean Morgan on the Wild and Sack, has been very good. There's a touch of wahoo around, a little bit of yellowfin and dorado also, but striped marlin seems to be the name of the game in Cabo right now. It's been really outstanding fishing. The fall down in Cabo can be absolutely pristine and gorgeous, and this is no exception right now, 2023. It's beautiful down there in Cabo. Moving way, way, way up the Baja Peninsula to Ensenada, which is only 70 miles below the Mexican-American border. You can drive to Mexico or Ensenada, let's say, here from where I'm standing. Seal Beach, you'd be in Ensenada in 3.5 hours. No problema. It's really easy down there. Mostly all rockfish right now. They're not even looking offshore anymore. The bite down there in that neck of the woods has been phenomenal for a myriad of different bottom fish. Catch all kinds of stuff like vermilions and bocaccio and lingcod and so much more. That bite has been really, really good. I hope you're being entertained. I hear a lot of yelling going on back there, and there are some big sets. Man, check that out. That is awesome, man. And the waves are starting to roll up and wet my feet now, running out of real estate here in Surfside, which, by the way, is going to be addressed starting Monday. They're going to start to put more sand on the beach and work at that for several months, and I'll have more details on that a little bit later. So there you have it. We're seeing some really good stuff in terms of south of the border right now. All right, let's talk bluefin tuna. We're going to talk Tanner Bank right now. I talked to a couple of the boys out there. Scores went from 0 to like 15, 20 on the bluefin tuna out there. Could it be that we're under the influence of that big, bright, ominous full moon at night. Not only do the werewolves come out on a full moon, but the bluefin tuna go off the bite. And perhaps we're experiencing a little bit of that right now. But many boats were out there. New Loan, the Tribute, I think, had 8 bluefin the last time I checked on them. The Pacific Queen, the Pride even got out there out of 22nd Street landed in San Pedro, California. So there is some bluefin out there. Maybe kind of that funk that those fish get in around the full moon. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but we've noticed it all year long and previous years also. But you get that full moon and these bluefin just go off the bite. They don't bite that well, and we've seen that on a fairly regular basis. So we'll watch that out there very, very closely. There's some mixed size fish out there, but there's a lot of that, I want to say, 50 to 150 pound fish, some of that 10 to 30 pound fish also, but there's some big ones out there. So you got to go with that variety of tackle. It's funny, man. We're past Thanksgiving. We're looking at Christmas now, and we're still talking about bluefin tuna. How blessed are we here in SoCal? It's phenomenal. Really, really, truly is. So have some 25 pound fluorocarbon. I would have some 30, 40, 60. And if you're fishing those things at night or fishing them on a jig, sometimes they'll bite that Daiwa Sakana lure, 100 to 150 gram during the daytime, small, shiny type of lure. You want to fish at nothing less than 50 pounds, 60 pounds, something like that will do you really, really well. Also, at night, you're fishing 100 to 130 pound spectra. You're fishing 300 to 500 gram jigs, and you are fishing 200 pound leader. You're dropping when the captain tells you to the exact depth that he tells you. How do you know that? You have that metered line. Iser line has it. It changes color every 100 feet. It allows you to know exactly where your jig is, and that is perhaps the most important part of nighttime fishing with a jig. Dropping immediately and getting to the appropriate depth. Man, you're in the driver's seat at that point. So still some bluefin, and guys can fish rockfish and just knock the you-know-what out of them when they're out there. Long-range fishing, guys are just starting to arrive down there around the ridge and, Mag Bay area, Olejos Rocks, and there's just been phenomenal fishing again this year. Those 8 to 11 day trips are absolutely wonderful with the variety that you see. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Wahoo and Dorado and yellowfin tuna and yellowtail and grouper and so much more. This is the time of the year when you see all that variety. I can't wait, already thinking about our 8-day trip on the Independence, which is sold out next November 2024. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going along very, very well. While we're on the subject of long range, however, we have got to take our hat off to Captain Roy Rose, who is celebrating, hardly seems possible, 30 years on the Royal Polaris. A life of dedication, hard work, expertise, up at the pinnacle of sport fishing. I talk to people all the time about Roy Rose, and they just rave about mostly the kind of human being he is, and then what a great fisherman he is. And he is a phenomenal guy. Eddie Leland, Captain Eddie Leland passed away. He would tell me that Roy Rose has a photographic memory, that he would remember stuff that Eddie did on the Royal Polaris from 25 years ago and say, hey, Eddie, you remember when blah, 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 blah? And Eddie would go, oh my God, I can't believe that you've got that stored in your memory bank. So anyway, Roy Rose, congratulations, my friend. 30 years on the Royal Polaris. It doesn't get any better than that. By the way, I know there's a ton of you coming from here to the Friedman Adventures channel from around the world. Royal Polaris, Fisherman's Landing, San Diego, California. What a beautiful vessel. Roy, nice going there. So really good fishing going on in terms of that. All right, we look at our island situation, and our island situation is as follows. First of all, we have got some rockfish at most all the islands right now. Starting down there at Todos Santos Islands off Ensenada, pretty much all rockfish. There's some good yo-yo iron yellowtail fishing that occur during this time of the year. There's been a few taken, but no big bite so far. Coronado Islands, rockfish, gets you up to Clemente, and there's, a few calico bass, rockfish, that kind of thing. Catalina's had a few scores on the halibut. The Pride, on their most recent trip, man, you talk about just going the extra effort. They ended up around 20 halibut, They fished Catalina, they fished San Nicolas, they fished Tanner Bank. They were all over the place. And I've got to tell you, my dear friend Jolene Thompson was on there, and she said they had an absolute ball. They worked so hard, she told me, on board the Pride. They go to they go to just, they work as hard as you could possibly imagine, is what I'm trying to say. And they did again on this trip. Now, the guys and gals from SoCal Sport Fishing Club, you can find them on Facebook. They were out there. I met many of them when they were departing. Such lovely people, and I'm so happy you had such a great trip. That sounds fantastic to me, and it sounds like the Pride had another great trip there in that neck of the woods. At Catalina Island, our good friend Nick Ramirez was on board, and Nick said, Phil, we had a great day, gorgeous weather, couldn't get any nicer, picked at the fish over there, just had a really good time. And our friend KJ, well, KJ was on the El Dorado out of Long Beach sport fishing. They were at San Clemente Island. You could see him with a yellowtail there, and also they had a variety of other species, some bottom stuff, sheep's head, all kinds of other fun stuff. And again, the El Dorado out of Long Beach sport fishing, KJ said that TJ, the captain, did a fantastic job working hard, putting them on fish and having a really, really good time. Now, as we look at our rockfish bite up and down the coast, one other place that I need to mention is up there in Morro Bay, where fishing has been outstanding. Paul Fanning was up there here recently, and he had some really outstanding fishing. Paul's a great guy and always does his best to provide us with some great information. Paul, I'm so happy you got him up there. And Ventura Sport Fishing. You know, I tell you all the time how hard it is to get on board the Endeavor out of Ventura Sport Fishing. Why? Because Tucker McCombs and his crew do such a great job. The service is phenomenal. His fishing expertise is way, way up here. And they've got some open party trips here in December. Man, I'll tell you, before rockfish season closes here in SoCal, you ought to jump on that and take advantage of it, because it is a rare opportunity to fish on board the Endeavor. You can get more information on booking those open party trips by giving them a call. I'll get this out. 805-676-3474, Ventura Sport Fishing, or you can book online also. Say hi to Sal when you give them a call. But this is your chance to get on board the Endeavor and have some real fun and catch some quality big rockfish. I'll guarantee you, you're going to see a lot of that and more. Good rock fishing up and down the coast of half and three-quarter day boats from San Diego all the way up to Marina del Rey and up into Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing, where you have the California Dawn, the old Mount, or the Californian, I should say, the old Mount Walsh. I'm screwed up today, aren't I? And also, you got the Island Spirit with Cody Rogers. We love Cody, does such a great job. There is still some good wintertime bass fishing going on. San Diego's getting in on it. We see it at Dana War Sport Fishing, Davies Locker, and up there on the Redondo Special. I told you Marcus Fain would be out the other day. I said Marcus Fain will be out catching some big grumpy sand bass at night, or he'll be catching some calico bass, and he did not let me down. Nice going Redondo Special. Nice big sandies at night fishing, 40-pound with a lead head and squid. Man, that is great. Speaking of market squid, it's everywhere right now. We see a lot of market squid up and down the coast. That is a magnet that has this halibut biting right now, so you can keep that in mind. There's some halibut at Catalina and several other venues. Also, that magnet is holding this bluefin tuna here. It's a food source. Bluefin see no reason to go anywhere else. They've got plenty of food around here, and it will attract predators for our next spring bite in 2024. I'm telling you, all that squid pays dividends because it's just a magnet. Predators come in to feed on it. Sea bass, halibut, yellowtail, you name it. Everything eats squid. Everything loves it. And there's a lot of it around here this year. So that is really great news. Hopefully we're going to see an incredible spring. I got a feeling that is exactly what is in our future. Also, in the surf's been pretty active. I found that out for myself. I didn't make all that many casts when I caught a nice halibut, almost a legal fish yesterday morning. That was a lot of fun. I hooked two other fish that felt like flatties to me, and one was a sizable fish. Lost both those little devils. Man, that really got me. But there's some pretty active fishing going on. You see down there Richard Cayo. He continues to catch barred perch. Richard, way to go, man. He just is hammering them out. He fishes Huntington a lot, but he moves around quite a bit up in the Santa Monica Bay. We've seen around the El Segundo area some good halibut taken up there. I was throwing a Castmaster, but a little chrome jig like a crocodile, 3/4 ounce, works really, really good. Other guys, I talked to a gentleman who's fishing on the Seal Beach Pier. He goes to the end of the pier, he snags some bait, chovy or sardine, and then he gets down into the surf zone. He's been catching halibut. He had one 29 inches the other day. So there seems to be a lot of halibut around. There's still some yellowfin croaker. There's the occasional spotfin croaker biting also on bait. It's been pretty good. And if you need bait or tackle or big discounts for Black Friday, Big Fish Bait and Tackle right down the street here. You can get in there and save big right now on their Black Friday specials. However, they've got all the baits you need. You can find ghost shrimp and worms and all kinds of other great baits to fish the SoCal surf. And the SoCal surf is very active right now. It's a long ways from over here on a gloriously beautiful Sunday morning. You can get out and make some catches. It's about high tide right now, I'm guessing, but you'll get a good sundown bite here this evening. If you're thinking about that, man, be on the beach around 3:30ish this afternoon, and I'll bet you'll pull some fish. The only problem is you got really some big sets rolling in here, as you can see, and you're going to get some wind on it in the afternoons normally. So mornings are really a good time to do it. And Big Fish Bait and Tackle can take care of all of your surf fishing needs. All right, my friends, I don't know what to tell you. There's so much going on. Roy Rose, 30 years on the Royal Polaris. That is a beautiful thing. Jolene Thompson, love you, Jolene. So nice to talk to you this morning, and thanks for getting me up to speed on everything that's going on. Will that Tanner Bank Bluefin start to really bite when we get past this full moon, or will it bite before that? We'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely, and we'll continue to monitor it all for you right here on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. All right, have a great and beautiful Sunday and a wonderful week to come. And as always, I hope to see you at our Christmas party December the 2nd. Great meal, a salsa competition. You make the best salsa, you win a Daiwa reel. Kids can make their Christmas ornaments. There'll be Christmas music, Christmas cheer, and a really great time, 3 to 8 p.m. Love to see you there. Just send me a text to reserve your spot right now. If I don't see you then, you know what? I hope to see you really, really soon. Have a lovely Sunday, and thanks again for making time for Friedman Adventures.